Hey everyone, welcome back to another GGO Minecraft lesson. I'm Coach Chase, and today we're going to be talking about building basic pixel art in Minecraft Creative Mode. There are tons of amazing, unique builds you can create in Minecraft Creative Mode, some of the most popular being 2D pixel art of characters or objects referencing something from media around the world. By the end of this lesson, you're going to understand what pixel art is, and you'll have a basic understanding of creating your first piece of pixel perfection. For today's warm-up, create a new creative world or use one from a previous lesson and explore the colored blocks category of your creative inventory. Keep in mind, when it comes to pixel art, feel free to use any blocks from the building blocks and the natural blocks category from your inventory. All that matters really is that you use solid blocks. You can explore these blocks within these categories for 5 to 10 minutes and begin to consider what type of pixel art you'd like to make. Choose the according blocks as to what you're looking to build, and then move on in the lesson. Now, let's talk about the fundamentals of what makes pixel art the widely popular building style that it is. Building pixel art in Minecraft almost always refers to the concept of 2D characters inspired by video game characters, YouTubers, Minecraft mobs, TV shows, logos, and much more. Every pixel art creator has their own unique individual styles and references for each drawing or image they build, so don't be afraid to use your imagination and try something completely out of the ordinary. These structures are usually built with a mix of different colored wool, wood, concrete, and clay. While there are millions of different options you can choose from when building your first pixel art creation, it's important to remember that the first thing to know about creating pixel art is that you should think of each block being the same as one pixel. For instance, if you want to make some art that contains 64 pixels, then you should theoretically only use 64 blocks to make your pixel art. Pixel art is both incredibly easy due to its simplicity, but if you decide to make more intricate pixel art, then it can become incredibly complicated. You're probably aware that monitors, phones, and TVs are able to project images using pixels. This means any pictures or characters you could see theoretically be transformed into pixel art within your own Minecraft world. Whether or not the process of creating these pieces of art would be difficult or not is dependent entirely on how many pixels the reference you're using contains. Old retro games like Mario, Sonic, or Pokemon can all be seen with art that is very pixelated, as it's very clear to pick out each individual pixel without having to zoom in at all. These games could be perfect references for you to use if you want to begin making your own unique pixel art. You don't just have to use old retro games as references though, as you could try taking modern games or whatever other reference you'd like to use and try to interpret it into pixel art. It doesn't even have to be as complicated as either of those things, as simply making something like a circle using a varying amount of blocks or quote-unquote pixels in this case would be a good way of improving your skill. Lastly, we're going to talk about how to begin practicing honing your pixel art skills with a few simple instructions. Remember, don't be afraid to use references such as pictures or other GGO tutorial videos. If you're attempting to create circles for your build, use a pixel circle generator that you could easily find on the internet. Let's start by making a simple circle that's made up of at least 28 blocks. Continue trying to make more circles or other shapes of all varying sizes for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Once you've practiced this for a bit, let's try stepping it up and making some proper pixel art. You could either do this using your own imagination, but I'd recommend obtaining some sort of reference as it can be incredibly beneficial. As mentioned earlier, if you decide to use a reference, I highly suggest using old retro game art, especially Pokemon, as there are several references you can find very easily. Once you've come up with something to make pixel art of, make sure you've acquired the appropriate materials in order to create your pixel art. Once you've acquired these materials, take 30 to 50 minutes to work on your masterpiece. If you've decided to go for something big right away, feel free to take as much time as you need, but as this will be your first piece of art, don't worry too much about the little details. After completing your pixel art, ask yourself, does my art resemble the reference I used, or what was I envisioning? Could I add more detail such as shading or lighting? What could I improve for my next pixel art build? Thanks for watching this GGO Minecraft lesson. I'm Coach Chase, and I will see you next time.